Hey, Gemily. Okay, I'm back. Holy cow. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. Okay, well, it's hot outside. Let me just tell you, it's hot out there. My hair has lost its mind. Look at this. I have to take another shower. Holy crud. Sorry about that. My pops was here and we needed to unload the refrigerator and load the other refrigerator for people that were picking it up. So, holy cow. But, hey, it is what it is, right? Let's see here. It's already 111 right now. Phew. It's hot out. It's hot outside. Oh my gosh. Well then. Okay. He's still sound asleep. Man, I'm so glad we have AC up here. Oh, hi Floyd. Holy moly, you guys. It's hot. It's hot outside. The dogs were like, let us out. I let them out and they all ran downstairs really fast, went to the bathroom and ran right back up. They were like, nope. Well, everybody but Denali. She has to be on a leash when I take her out right now. Because if I don't have her leashed and I let her out, she takes off right off the deck. Hi, Leslie. So, don't need her doing that anymore. But, yeah, so it is hot out there. Now I can take a break. I gotta go downtown later on because I gotta run by and grab the money order and stuff for rent, but that means I gotta go all the way into town, which is fine. So go down and do that. But oh, thank you, Floyd. I don't do much anymore other than just do small live streams here and there. Well, usually they're really long, but anywho. My face hurts so bad, you guys. I can't even explain it. Being outside in the sun does not help. I know you're restless now, huh? Yeah, I know, but it's hot out there. Yeah, as long as I'm outside with her, like once I get her downstairs, I take her off her leash, and as long as I'm with her, she doesn't jump the fence. But if I'm not with her, she's like, if I let her out with the other dogs and close the gate, she takes off over the fence. So can't have her doing that. So for right now, it's on the leash when I take her out. What are you locking up for? Watch. But yeah, so that was a little bit of an adventure doing that down there. Holy, I am so sweaty now, and I already showered. She's doing good. She's actually sleeping right now, so I'm just waiting for her to wake up so I can go downtown. So Godric's like, what the hell? He's like, it was too hot out there, Mom. Yeah, it's definitely too hot out there. Oh. Hi, Ginger. How are you? Oh my goodness, super hot. I've been drinking aloe water. It's actually not even aloe water. It's just aloe vera drink. But I gotta go bring up the water cooler now that we'll have. The best part is now we don't have to worry about bringing the fridge up here. Because I was gonna bring the refrigerator up here because I was tired of going up and down just to go get cold drinks out of the refrigerator. But my pops brought us a water cooler that holds a 5-gallon jug, and we have 2 other 5-gallon jugs, so that gives us 15 gallons of water that we can have up here that we can switch out when we need to. So that way we'll have nice ice cold water all the time. So I'm very happy about that. Because that's needed. Oh, nice. Yeah, these are really, really good. You can get them for 99 cents. But yeah, they're really good. So it's an aloe vera drink. So yeah, it has purified water with crushed aloe vera gel, some sugar cane, and then of course your sodium that they use in here, sodium citrate. And then that's it. These are really good. So good. I really like these things. Oh my goodness. So how's everybody else's weekend going so far? Hopefully really good. I'll show you. No, I haven't. I haven't been out there, Ginger. So, there you go. You want to know what our temps are? That's our temperature today, so far. That's not even the high today. It's still gonna get hotter, because it's only 1 o'clock. So, we hit our peak right around 3:30, and then it'll stay at the peak until about 6 before it starts to finally come back down. But that's the temperature right now. So definitely I've got tire grease all over my hand because I had to move the tire out of the way so we could move the refrigerator out to the truck. But yeah, moving Barbara this morning, that was a chore and a half. 20 minutes just to move an RV that should have only taken like 5 minutes to back her out, pull her forward and back her into the new space was like pulling her forward was the issue. If I could have just driven her backwards the whole way and somehow managed to loop her around, I would have. But one, I don't have any backup cameras, so I have to solely rely on looking out the bathroom window and my 2 side mirrors. And that was a chore because I just kept thinking, am I getting too close? I don't want to hit the awning. I don't want to hit the side of the awning. So, and I didn't want to hit the car because the car is also out there. Not my car, but the Thunderbird is out there. And I was like, I don't want to ruin anything. So, I'm trying to cool off. I'm boiling right now. Oh. Now I'm about to take a second shower because I am drenched in sweat from being out there. It's so hot. But yeah, so my hair has decided its own little fate today because I got out of the shower and didn't do anything with it. So there you guys go. That's just me throwing it in a ponytail right out of the shower. And this is what my hair does if I do nothing to it. She's crazy. But the humidity, I don't even know yesterday our humidity was 20%, which we don't usually have humidity up here. And so it was, it's already 12% humidity, which I know that's nothing compared to a lot of other places. But when you're in a place that's usually at pretty much just a dry heat, like I think the most we get is like 2% humidity. Having 12% today, it's nasty out there, and my hair is letting me know just how humid it is because she is risen out. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. Let's see here. My thing constantly wants me to do the exact same thing every single time, and I have put it in here to keep me logged in, and it just keeps on changing up. And people keep losing their pets out here, which is like, that's the last thing I want to end up having to do is post on the site that I have a missing pet. You know what I mean? Like, you never want that to be you. So, well, that sucks. Or when you trust your pet to somebody else to watch them. Oh, ow. Ow. And they happen to slip up or whatnot. And it's usually, there's never anything malice. It's usually just very innocent. And your pet goes missing under their care. One, they feel the worst guilt ever. And then, of course, you feel anxious and scared and upset because your animal's now loose somewhere or lost somewhere, and you're scared for your pet, but also upset that, you know, the situation happened. but stuff happens. I mean, animals, I have learned with Danny especially, and I also learned when we had Dobby and Luna, that sometimes no matter what you do, they're just, when they're escapists, they're escapees. Like they just have no, I guess you say, no loyalty to the pack, so to speak. And that they have no drive whatsoever to be part of it. And they leave, they run off over and over and over again. And no matter how many times you try to bring them in or find different ways to block them in, they still continue to escape the yard. I'm hoping with time that Danny will mellow out, maybe. I honestly don't know. It could take her years to mellow out. But, it's a lot of work with a dog like Denali, who completely escapes over and over again. Now, we were living down in the city, and when the dogs got out with Dobby and Luna, and then Sarah got really sick and had to go be taken to Phoenix Children's, we didn't have a choice at that point because we had no way to contain them. And I already had, like, Taylor was staying behind to take care of the other dogs, and the other two just kept getting loose, and I paid $80 per dog every time they got picked up by animal control. And finally I got ticketed on their third pickup, and then the fourth time they got out, it was, you have to sign them over, because you clearly can't keep them contained. And so they ended up being handed over to Animal Care and Welfare. That happens, especially if you're in the city and animal control picks up your animals. You get 3 strikes, you're out. And so if you get your third strike, you get ticketed. And after that, you don't get your pets back if they pick them up. So, it's kind of the rule out here anyway. I don't know if that's everywhere. I don't know how other places do it, but I know out here that's how they do it. If your pet is at large after the third time, that you don't get them back. Now they've become a nuisance and a danger to themselves and society, so they don't allow you to have them back, seeing as you've already proven 3 times now that you can't contain them. So it's one of those situations. So with Danny, nobody else has picked her up, thank goodness, yet. Each time I've been able to find her. Same with Winnie, we've been able to find her each time. It took us 3 hours the other day to find Danny. I was terrified. Let me just tell you what, like when you have a child go missing, it's that same sensation, that feeling like with your pup, like especially up here because there's snakes. It's hot as heck. It was 118 degrees outside. She went missing, and it took me forever to find her. She had taken off down one of the bike trails, like the dirt bike trails, and she just was running. Like she's one of those dogs that whatever's in front of her, that's the direction she's going. She has no self-awareness. Like she's not aware that she has other things going on around her. If you watch my little clip last night that I put on Instagram with me teaching her to speak to me when I ask her to, she has no self-awareness. Like she just plows over Godric and Winnie Bear. Like she has no clue that there's anything else around her body but what's smack in front of her face. And she'll sit right on top of them. She'll step on them. Like she has no, I guess you'd say, like it's like she has blinders on. This is what's to her. This is what's important right here. This is it. That's all it is. And so when she runs, that's it. Whatever's directly in front of her, she's going straight at it. She's not veering to the side of her. She just took straight off down that trail, which is how we ended up tracking her, because we saw where all her footprints had gone, her paw prints had gone. Lost her paw prints for a while because she went through a really like hard, solid area. Couldn't track her from there. But then I figured after a while she was going to get hot and scared and whatnot. So we just kind of stayed out there, just going and going and going. I got to the point of just walking and just kept calling for her. And finally I saw her, and she had the whole tail tucked between her legs and like moseying closer to the ground. And I knew then she was panting like crazy. So I knew she was definitely well overheated. And I still had to get her back to the house. And that was quite a walk to get back. So it took us 3 hours. before we found her, and it took about another almost 30 minutes to make it back to the house. So yeah, that is, you never want to do that in 118 degree weather, for one. So from now on, like, she's not allowed whatsoever off lead unless I'm right there with her, because she won't go anywhere if I'm with her. For some reason, if I'm outside with her and she's with, like, if I'm there, she stays right next to me. She never leaves my side. She wants to always be right around me. So what happened when she got loose yesterday was that she had taken off. And by the time I realized she had taken off, because they were only outside, I think, less than 5 minutes, because I put them out. And I was like, okay, you guys go to the bathroom. I'm going to go up there and make a bottle for the kitty. And I was like, so you guys go to the potty. And I locked the gate. And I went back out after I had the bottle made. I set the bottle down, went out to go get them, and she was gone. So within a 5-minute window, she had taken off. So she had a 5-minute head start on me, and she was running, which, if you know dogs, they run fast. And she took off. In her hyper crazy state of mind, she took off. So blessed to have found her, because it could have gone very wrong. She could have collapsed just from straight heat exhaustion or heat stroke, because 118 degree heat, no water and no shade in an open desert, that never goes well for anybody. I mean, come on, even the coyotes are smart enough during the day to hide in dens. So they don't go out in the sunlight. They don't run around in the heat of the day. Even the burros are smart. They go and they stay down by the water. They don't go running around. And then you got Danny, who's like, freedom, and takes off running and doesn't realize she's put herself in a serious predicament. But yeah, so just had them outside for a little bit while I was out there helping out do that. Let her exhaust herself for a while. And now she's resting again, but I don't think it'll last long. Like I said, she doesn't sleep. She takes little cat naps. So, but we shall see. We shall see. So anyway, y'all got any plans for the weekend? Like, anybody got anything like interesting quarantine-wise plans? I was gonna join in with someone that I've been watching on Twitch. He's an artist who does DC and Marvel comics and stuff. Like, he's done, like, watching him do his artwork is fascinating. If you guys have ever been, if you ever want to watch something that's going to be super relaxing and really interesting at the same time, we call him Domo, but he's got he's actually, his name and stuff is on several comic books and stuff. But I'll tell you guys real quick. Let's see here. It should have him listed. From ones that I watched. Say it's Domo Stanton. So Domo Stanton, it's one whole name, Domo Stanton, and his artwork is insanely good. Last night he took two different versions of Mr. Freeze, and combined the two versions together to make like a more customized Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze, and it was insanely cool. But yeah, so that was really, really neat to watch. And he does these what he calls 90-minute drawings. So he gives himself 90 minutes. That's it, and he does it with just his pens, no pencil underlay, and he has 90 minutes to whatever he finishes is in that 90 minutes. That's the drawing. No more add-ons, no edits, no corrections, no nothing. It's what, and this is done on with pen, like art pens and paper. It's not done on a computer. It's not done on a program or a pad, like a iPad or an ink pad or whatever. It's done on pen and paper, and it is sick to watch as he does this. I mean, it just comes across that it's like just flawless. I wish I could draw like that. It would be amazing to draw like that. However, I have too shaky of my hands just shake too much to do it. And that's why I'm glad that when I'm filming, I have a stabilizer on the camera, or when I'm taking photographs, I have a stabilizer turned on, because I shake too much when trying to take photographs holding the camera. And then, I'll use a what they call like a single pod it's like a tripod, but it's on a solid stick, just a one stick. Or I use the tripod if I'm doing something I'm setting up to get like distance shots or whatnot. But if I'm doing something like close up, or like if I'm taking pictures of somebody while walking around them, I'll use the stick so I can balance it and have it more stable when I'm taking photographs. But it's really hard for me to get a good stable photo if I'm holding the camera with just my hands, which is a bummer, because I want to be able to just freely do stuff like that, like do freelancing and free hand photography without having to worry about putting the stabilizers on, because sometimes stabilizers just you don't get the quality of the photo that you're looking for. But it works. It works, and I can get some beautiful photographs. So, but yeah, so today is supposed to be a day of just resting, but it looks like I'm gonna have a few things I have to get done today. Nothing to do with the house today. I am not doing any of this today, because it's just not gonna happen. So, yeah. And then, so I gotta go to the bank, then drop that off, and then come back. And I'm pretty sure that pretty much the rest of today, I'm going to veg out, feed little one, you know, play with him on the bed for a while, because he's starting to finally where he's really interested in things that are around him. And so he's like checking everything out and really starting, because before he would just keep his little face to the ground and be rooting around, which is what kittens do. He's now, or he's picking his head up and looking at things, which is super freaking cute. So just trying to encourage him to be more playful, seeing as he doesn't have any litter mates. So if his litter mates were still around, he would be at that point right now where they would kind of tussle with each other and learn that there's other ones around, and they would goof off with each other. Started introductions with him and Bella yesterday. Bella will sit next to me and eat her food while he's eating and be totally fine. Every now and again she'll look over at him and hiss and then continue eating. So I'm letting her learn that him being there is a good thing, because she's getting food at the same time. So she's associating him with something good. But she's still a cat, and cats are, you know, the territorial, I guess you'd say. So she's learning him and whatnot, just kind of watching and getting a feel for how Bella feels about him. If she gets to the point where she's like totally chill with him, then he'll stay with us a bit longer. But I haven't made a definitive decision yet, you guys. Like, I know I keep getting asked, like, are we going to keep him? I don't know. And it's not about what other people say. I could care less, honestly, what anybody else's opinion is on it. Like, their opinion means zero to me. It's about how I am able to handle it. How do I feel about it? And am I ready to say, yes, I will keep him? Because right now, I don't have a yes or no on that, like, at all. Because, one, he's only 3 weeks old. And a lot can happen between now and the time that he's ready for neuter and adoption. You know, I could end up running into something that says, hey, I can't handle this. Or it could be like, you know what, it's just meant to be. So I don't know. And at this point, it's too early to make a decision. So I am not making any solid decisions just yet. Hi, Destin. Though I can say my pops, who I'm living up in the guest house of, he said to me, he said, well, you're all he knows. And I said, yeah. And I said, but I don't know about bringing another animal in up here. And he goes, well, don't the girls come out here and keep the mice controlled? And I said, yeah. He goes, because I really like that idea, because it has been like, we were the downstairs area was overwhelmed with mice. All around the yard, they were chewing the wires and the hoses, especially the sprinkler lines. And Bella, within the first couple weeks we were here, killed over 50 or so plus mice. And then since we moved up here, upstairs, she has brought us well over 30 more. She's great at mousing. She's on it, and she enjoys it. So having a couple of cats up here is a great idea, because one, it keeps the mouse population way down. And the good part is getting rid of the mice helps save our electrical wiring. They already chewed the wiring to this side of the house, so that has to be repaired now because the mice have destroyed that side. So now that we've got the mouse population for the most part under control, and letting Bella do her thing in the evenings, we're bringing that under control and that population down. So having cats when you live up like where we're at is a great idea. But for this little dude, I don't want him to be a mouse and cat. I don't want him to be a life of being a working cat. I want him to just be able to be a cozy, cuddly, in your lap, loving and affectionate cat. And we won't know his full-on disposition and how he feels about that until he's a bit older. And usually you'll see that kind of character coming out at about between week 6 and 8, when they're like more independent, where they're eating, using a litter box, free to pretty much roam and do what they want. You start to really see like their full-on personality. He's a little explorer. He loves rooting around, checking everything out. He's doing good. He's laying down like right over here. Everybody's like, we're exhausted because they've been out. I had them outside running for a while. Had to exercise them before the heat got too high, and then it got really hot really fast, and I brought everybody in, and I'm surprised because I can't say it, because if I say her name she's gonna wake up. Is actually sleeping right now. She's got like hearing like a freaking hawk. The minute her name gets spoken, she starts bouncing around. So I didn't even have to say her name. She's already tumbling around in her kennel. We've also found the trick to getting her to lay down after we've exercised her is to put her in her bed. I've tried just letting her come in and like stretch out on the floor like the other dogs, but she won't. She'll sit there and bark and bark and bark like obsessively. And she'll go to the door and she'll bark because she wants back outside. She don't want to be inside being made to lay down in the air conditioned air, the nice environment. She wants to be in the 118 degree heat, sweating it out. I don't know. So we bring her in and started putting her in her kennel when she's inside here, just so we can get her to chill the heck out. And then I take them out probably about every 2 hours. I take them outside and just run them crazy. Get them going in the yard, chasing them, let them chase the water hose, play with the water, whatnot. Get them really moving. And then once they're all kind of exhausted, bring them back in and let them all chill out again. But I do that about every 2 hours, and which is good because it means I can feed the baby, put him down, take them out, run them crazy, bring them back in, and by the time they're ready to chill out, he's ready to eat again. But today he's stretched his feedings out again. Yesterday and the day before, he went from like 4-hour stretches back down to like an hour and a half to 2-hour stretches, and he's back to about 4-hour stretches again. So I think he was just going through a nice little growth spurt yesterday, and the day before, like he was having that growth, that jump in growth. But he is almost, you guys, he is this close to being caught up to a normal 3-week-old kitten. He's always probably going to be slightly behind as he's meeting those milestones weight-wise, so he's still on what they would call the runt category of the litter, because he is still very small for his age. But he's only off about 4 or 5 ounces right now, which is really good. I don't know. I know that dogs pant because they don't have sweat glands, so they pant to cool off. So I would think they overheat faster than people do. We can at least sweat, and we can also choose to cool ourselves off just by getting it in the air conditioning or taking a cold shower or whatnot. And some dogs just don't like water, so they won't get in a swimming pool to cool off. I'm lucky enough that all my dogs, all of them, including Winnie Bear, all love the swimming pools. And will, if they get too warm, they'll actually go and lay in the water. They also love when I spray the water hose. That's literally the exercise I give Tonks and Godric and Winnie, because they love doing it. Danny, I don't really use the water hose as her exercise, though she does do it with them. Her form of exercise is definitely getting out and running with her, like physically running. Me getting out there, busting my knees up, running. I run with her, but I also do work with her. So I will set her down, make her sit and stay, and then I walk away from her and I get a good distance away from her, and then I recall her and make her come running to me. So I'm giving her commands and training at the same time as I am running her. Then we'll also go out with Sarah and I, and we'll take Winnie Bear with us, because Winnie Bear is glued to her mama, and we'll take Danny, and we do where I release Danny, and Sarah will call her, and she'll go to Sarah wherever Sarah's at. And then we do the same thing where Sarah will harness her, wait for a while, walk with her, get her to do like walking, guiding, and then she will release her, and I'll call her to me, and she'll come to me. She's really, really good when we're with her and she's off lead. Now, if nobody's with her and she gets loose, then you got a problem, because she just does the beeline straight for whatever's in front of her. And if it's an endless road in front of her, she's going to keep running on it. But if we're with her, she's really great at being off lead. I could probably take her full on hiking and wouldn't have to worry about her going anywhere, because she'll stay right with me. And while she's with me, she stops and looks to make sure she's checking on, like, am I doing good? Am I good? Are we good? Like, she's always like referring back to me the whole time, which is really, really good. It's a super positive thing. And she won't leave my side even if she sees something that she likes, because she'll wait for me to tell her it's okay. But if she's not with somebody and she sees something she likes, she goes straight for it, because nobody's there to tell her no. So that's the difference with her. She's extremely smart. She's just very spastic when left unattended, which can be dangerous for a dog out here. So right now our biggest thing is going to be working with getting her to learn to stay in her designated area. I hate to have to, may have to go and get a 10 by 10 kennel, one of the big outdoor kennels, and place a chain linking top on it to contain her when we need to go do things. I hate, like, this may sound crazy, but we're in an old place, we're up on the mountain, and if anything happens when we go to the store or anything like that, I would hate for her to be trapped in here. And I don't like that thought. If they're outside and in a kennel area, they can at least be away from the danger that may happen. That may sound stupid to some people, but I'm not a fan of locking an animal up when you have to leave, because then they are literally, they have no escape. He used to be, Dustin, but he's old. Like, he's old now. He's a bit arthritic. He can run when he wants to, but he usually ends up limping a great deal afterwards. So he doesn't really do it too often. Like, we go out and we go for our morning runs and stuff like that, but I usually take Danny first. She's kind of like the get her out, go get crazy. And then Tonks is kind of like my cool down partner. We get out there, we kind of run a very light jog. He loves it, but he tires out a lot quicker. Like, Danny will go for 2 hours. Like, we'll go 2 hours running. Anything less than that, and she's insane. And you can't get her to settle down. But Tonks is like, I can get maybe 20 minutes out of him, and then he's just like, okay, Mom, I'm done. Godric, he's not too keen on going out running. His little short legs, he's just not a fan of it. But he really likes to play, like, fetch and play squeaky ball toys and stuff like that, and play with the water when it's being sprayed. They love chasing the water hose. So I get the stream of water going and I'll run it across the yard, and they'll just run with it and chase it and get soaked. And they used to all hate it. Like, they used to hate it when I brought the water hose out. If you turned on the water hose, they would all go hide. They have learned that the water hose feels amazing in this heat, and that it's a lot of fun, because they've always had access to a dog door when we've lived in the other houses and stuff. They've always had access where they can just come in and out at their own leisure, so they always could come in where it was air conditioned. But being up here, we can't have the dog door because Winnie Bear and Danny and Tonks twice have used it and gotten loose and gotten off the upper deck and have jumped off the deck. I really don't need to have a dog breaking a hip or a leg landing wrong. So it's super dangerous for them to be doing that. So because we don't have a proper like banister railing, we don't have a proper deck railing up. Even if we did, it would only be no more than like 3 feet high, which is like a proper deck railing anyway. They would jump over that, and then that would add to the height of their jump, and we'd end up with really injured animals. So we don't want to do that. And you don't want to be putting a deck wall up higher than that, because then what's the point? You take away your view. The point of the upper deck is to be able to sit out there and see the beautiful surrounding city views and the mountain views that we have. And you put anything taller than 3 feet and you're literally taking away golden, amazing views. So yeah, you don't want to do that. But yeah, she's going to be a lot of work. And that's the other thing too. Cats are easy when it comes to cat care, because as long as cats are being fed, have water, have clean litter, and toys to play with, places to get up off the ground, and complete love and affection when they want it, they're pretty easy. Dogs take a lot more attention. Like, not only do you need to make sure they're fed and watered, they also have to make sure, you also have to make sure they're going outside to go to the bathroom, you know, at the correct times when they let you know. You also have to make sure they're exercised. You also have to work their brains, all right? Like, dogs like Winnie Bear and Godric, not so much. Like, they could care less. They'll be couch potatoes all day if you let them. But dogs like Tonks, when he was younger, love to work. They love tasks. They love things that are going to keep them busy. Danny is definitely one of those. You have to keep her busy. You have to give her something to focus her brain on. We go through a lot of those big, huge bones with the meat still on them, because it gives her something to concentrate on. And I keep wiping. I know I shouldn't do that because I have medicine on there. Give her something like that to put her focus into. That'll last her probably about a good hour or two before she's just like, okay, I'm done playing with this. What else do you got? I try to also do little things where you give her the little ball and it has the treats in it, and she's got to knock it around and whatnot. Her treats, sadly, are just what she actually eats, like her actual diet, because she has the world's most extremely sensitive stomach. And so she's on a special diet food that I have to feed her from the vet, because if you don't feed her it, then you end up with a very disgusting mess everywhere, because it comes out of her like water. So she's on a very strict diet. So the only treats she gets are her actual bits of kibble in her little ball, but she loves her kibble, so it's good. And then of course she does get the big bones, and she does really good with those so far. Haven't run into any digestive issues with her chewing on those, but she gets about one of those a day. And I let her just gnaw the heck out of it throughout the day until she's finished with it, and then we take the remaining bit of it and we just give it to the other dogs to chew on or play with or whatnot, because they like having just the bone, whereas Danny likes to work to get all the little crevices and bits off. She doesn't even use the bone. She never chews on the actual bone, which is kind of weird because most dogs really like bones, but she's like, no, thank you. No. Whoops. Sorry, that was my bad. But yeah, she's not a big chew on the bone fan. Oh boy. I am boiling hot. But I also need to get something sent out, and for some reason I'm having a lot of trouble getting it to go out, so. Oops. Let's see. It's not gonna go, is it? Alright, let's try something. Let's try something. His vision's really good. Hi, Katie. Hold on. Where's it at? Let's find out. Turn that off. All right. Now, is it gonna work? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna let me do it. What? I have. I'm not sure what you're asking, Katie. Okay, so I can't even get my Wi-Fi thing working on here. So let's look here. I know that thing. Okay, I know that. Uh-oh. I know that thing. Usually, you can use it from here, but it's not letting me. Let's see here, this. Usually you can set it up, but it's not letting me do it. Yeah, I have no way to send him that. I'm going to have to send him it through an email. So let's do it this way. What? Oh my gosh, it's doing it again. This dang thing. Is it gonna let me? Yeah, this one. Oh. Oh, you have a question. Okay, can I? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Katie. All right, where's the thing at? Just let me do this thing. Okay. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, what's up? Okay. Is it gonna let me? Nope. I knew it. Okay. Oh my gosh, my poor skin hurts so bad, you guys. And this camera doesn't do any justice on showing like what's going on with my skin. Like, do you see all these bubbled up parts of my face? Like, it's like super painful. And it's like all on my nose, all on the side of my nose here, and like in this. She's doing good, Dustin. She's doing good. But yeah, my face hurts quite bad. And the cream stuff that she sent, at first when it goes on, it burns like a son of a gun. And then it leaves me feeling like my skin's getting really tight. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, so I'll have to message her to find out. What are you whining about? You literally were just outside less than 40 minutes ago. You don't need to go back out. You're fine. You're fine. Lay down. She's like, ears up. Huh? Aw. When I tell her to lay down. This little guy has been sleeping hardcore today. So I'll have to get him a bottle made pretty soon. The vet said don't wake him up to eat. Because he's growing so nice and steady. Just don't wake him up. I took my medicine and it made my blood pressure and heart rate drop lower. I'm ready for this. Oh no. Yeah, I bet, Caitlin. I am so sorry that you're going through that. Like, that really sucks. Not only that, but not only are you going through that, but you're going through it like at the worst time possible. In the middle of a damn pandemic. The worst thing to have going on is to be in the middle of a pandemic and have other medical issues going on at the same time. That's a crap hand to be dealt, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. I really am. That's real shit to have to deal with that. What in the hell are those? These guys are just digging stuff up. You know, other than like finding murder victims, can we not dig up like burial grounds and move said burial grounds or like cemeteries or whatnot? Can we not do that? Can we just like maybe let people lie where they're at, where they were laid to rest? Other than, like I said, other than murder victims and coming across a murder victim's place of disposal, give them to their family to be properly buried. But when you start just unearthing things and like old Indian burial sites or whatnot, can we leave it alone? Oh, also, can we stop trying to find the pharaohs and all their goodies that they buried themselves with? Yes, I don't think when I get the surgery done, he can be with me. That's the only thing I hate about this COVID. I mean, I understand. I hear you. I hear you not wanting to be by yourself. But let me give you a little bit of inspirational draw. No, Dustin. So inspirational draw for you. Go and watch Charles Trippy on the CTFXC. He just had, he just had his third brain operation. And he had to go it alone. His wife couldn't be with him. They had the, very, very dark, deep talk about, love and affection and how scared they were and what if things went wrong during his surgery. They did all of that prior to him going. And as terrifying as it was, having your phone and your ability to FaceTime and stuff coming out of recovery is a big thing, and you do get to have that, by the way. So just know that if you can FaceTime with them after surgery and you're more aware, and once you're awake and you get to have them where you can physically see them through your phone and stuff, know that at least you have that. At least there is that option, versus back 20 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to sit and see anybody if this would have happened back then. You'd have been in there alone, and no way to reach out. Thank goodness for today's technology and the fact that you can still see your loved ones, even when you can't physically be with your loved ones. So, yeah. So, just, there's always going to be a little bit of light. Even in the darkest, there's always going to be just a sliver. Even if it's just a pinhole thing, find that piece. And like I said, finding those little bits, it makes a difference. It really does, from looking at the greater, huge picture of this is so horrible, this is so dark, I'm gonna be alone, to I have a phone and I have the ability to FaceTime and I get to talk to them. So I'm not gonna be completely without connection. So hold on to that. What are you whining about? Why? She'll do this all day, you guys, because she wants outside. But outside right now is like 100 and like it's getting hotter. So let's see. It was 111. Still 111. So it's climbing up, but it's still at 111. I know thing. I know it didn't work. Cancel it. Yo, can I edit it out? No? You're not gonna let me? No? It's not even gonna let me. Okay. I don't know. So, yeah, it's, she'll sit here and just bark and whine and bark and whine. And then here's the kicker. Here's the greatest part. If I don't let her out because she wants out right now, she'll either pee in her kennel or she'll pee somewhere by the door of the house. Even if I had just had her outside and she was outside and she went pee like 3 or 4 times, she will pee another puddle just so she thinks I'll let her outside. No. No. You were just out there. Like, I literally just had you outside. Like, at her age and how big of a dog she is, she should be able to hold her bladder at least 2 hours. Technically, she's supposed to be able to hold it even longer. I wouldn't make her wait any longer than overnight. Like, because she should be able to sleep overnight without having to go to the bathroom. She doesn't, however. She gets up like 4 or 5 times a night and makes a massive ruckus to get put outside. Like I said, she never sleeps, you guys. Like, she never really sleeps. She just, it's a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with her. There's never any real downtime. Yeah, and that's the funny part is, she does that, and like what we've done with our training is if she decides to urinate in her kennel because she wants out of her kennel, I don't let her out. I have her stay in there and I push myself in there and I clean the whole kennel out while she's still in there. So she realizes just because you did that doesn't mean you're being let out of there. She'll also, after I've cleaned it up, she'll wait a minute and then she'll do it again because she thinks she's being let out. She's gonna get let out if she continues it. Most animals will not urinate in their sleeping space. Danny does not have that concept. She will not hold that concept. She will keep peeing over and over again, back to back, after each time that I clean it because she wants out. She's doing it as a way of, I don't know what the right word is for it, but it's her way of saying, I don't like being in here and I don't want to be in here. But if I let her out, then she'll pee on the floor. And if I don't let her outside, or if I take her outside, then she jumps the fence. So it's like we're backed into a wall no matter which direction we go in. So hold on, Danny. Hold on. So yeah, she's extremely stubborn in that sense. So probably gonna take them out here for a few minutes because the kitties should be waking up here in less than 10 minutes. So I'm gonna take these guys out one more time, let her go, so that way we can all chill out for a little bit. I want to relax until Sarah gets up and then I want to get down and go to the bank. But otherwise, you guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic. Have a great weekend and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.